What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna talk some basketball. Orlando Magic basketball. Now I know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, Spitz, you ain't talking basketball in months. What is going on? And I know that, and I'm sorry for that. And trust me, I'm gonna do more videos, especially because of what's happening. I'm gonna definitely do some more videos. But I could not let this go by without doing the video because this is the most I've ever seen the Orlando Magic being active during the trade deadline. I've never seen them be this active in any way, in any capacity, in acquiring players or dumping players. I've never seen them be this active mid-season during a trade deadline. I've never seen. Now, I've seen them being active before back in 2010, acquiring players to help Dwight Howard stay. But other than that, I've never seen, never at the trade deadline. That was like during earlier the part of the season. It wasn't during the trade deadline. This is the first time via the trade deadline that they've been this active, dumping off players. And it's clear that the Magic are going to a rebuild. It's clear they're going to a rebuild. And I'm explaining why. And also, this rebuild should be better than the Dwight Howard, the one after the Dwight Howard era, because it would take you 6 or 7 years to even make the playoffs to get another All-Star. And now 3 years later, 2.5 years later, you're back at square one, back at rebuilding. And there's a reason for that. I'm explaining why. But I think this one has an actual plan. Last time, after Dwight Howard with Rob Hennigan, they didn't have a plan. They were just dumping Dwight Howard because he's a superstar forcing his way out. This one, I think they have a plan, and I think they can execute said plan. So let's talk about it. The first trade is the Orlando Magic sent two-time All-Star center Nikola Vucevic and also Al Fucamino to the Chicago Bears for Wendell Carter Jr., not Michael Porter, but Otto Porter Jr., and also a 2020 pick and 2021 first round pick and also a 2023 first round pick. Now both of those first round picks are top 4 protected, which means if either one of those picks fall into the top 4, it goes back to Chicago. If it falls 5 or anything after 5, the Orlando Magic will have the selection. Now I don't know what the other parts of the trade is like. So if it does fall into the top 4, what other compensation do the Magic get? Do they get the 2022 pick? Do they get the 2024 pick? Things like that. And will those picks be unprotected or whatever the case may be? So that, I have no idea. If you do know, a comment, let me know. If y'all know, hit me up, let me know. Because I really, at this point in time, I don't know what those qualifications are. But all I know is that both the 2021 pick and also the 2023 pick that they got, first round picks that they got, are both top 4 protected. But let's talk about why they had to trade Nikola Vucevic. Now, last summer, and when I mean last summer, I'm talking about the last offseason summer, which would be 2019, when Nikola was a free agent. I was in the mindset of letting Nikola walk. I know a lot of people were against me on that. A lot of people were happy that Nikola signed. Not saying that Nikola was a bad player. Obviously, look, now he's a 2-time All-Star, averaging 24 and 11. Damn, it might as well, because it's 24.5 points a game and 11.8 rebounds a game. So you might as well say he's averaging basically 25 and 12 a game. He's a walking double-double, and he's a beast when he gets into that paint. He can score. He has post moves and all that. But it doesn't equate to wins. And that's just the sad truth. He puts up a lot of numbers, empty numbers, on a bad team. Similar to Kevin Love back when Kevin Love was in Minnesota back in the day. Was an all-star putting up all these monster numbers, but Minnesota could not win because he's just not. He cannot be the best player on a championship level team, and that's why I've been saying about Nikola for a while. That even though Nikola he can score, he can do a lot of things. They would run the offense wrong. You shouldn't run the offense through Nikola because he's not going to get you wins. No matter how. Again, the Magic are the second worst team in the East, and he's having his best season. Now I think a lot of that also do with some injuries that we've had and people missing time. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute as well, but it still doesn't equate to wins. It didn't equate to wins when he made the All-Star the first time. Back when he was averaging, I think, 20 and 12. Back in the 2018-2019 season. So it just doesn't add up into wins. I'm sorry. It just don't. And I see why you have to move on from, especially after you drafted Obama the year prior, right before he made his first All-Star, so you really couldn't do a thing. I just think that it just didn't. A lot of things on the team didn't match quite well for it to be, like I said, to equate to wins. Now you got a good package for him. Now, like I say, Al Porter Jr., I think he's going to be, if he's on the team still, he's going to be a rotational piece. If he's on the team moving forward, obviously he's going to be on the team this season. But if he's on the team moving forward, he's just a rotational piece. Wendell Carter, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm a Duke fan. And Wendell Carter and Marvin Bagley, that's probably my like least favorite Duke team outside this team that's playing this year. I just wasn't impressed with that team. Neither one of those guys really really impressed me. I think Wendell Carter is probably going to be, in my opinion, should be Jonathan Isaac's backup at the center. I mean, at the power forward position, and also probably help back up. You know, he can play center when you're playing small ball. So I'm not really high on Wendell Carter. Again, I think he's I wouldn't even say rotational piece, just a depth piece. He's not like we was picked 7th in the draft, right? Like, I think he was the pick after Mo Bamba. I'm not really high on him. I think the biggest thing when it comes to this trade is those 2 first-round picks. Those are those things, and also getting rid of Al Kufumina contract. I did not like that signing from the jump. I thought that was a bad contract. I thought that was a bad signing. So you got from underneath that contract. That's good. And I said, I don't know what Al Porter's contract looks like, to be honest. So his contract could be a salary dump too, but I don't know how many years he has left. So I haven't looked and see what all Al Porter has on this deal. So if y'all know that, let me know in the comments below. But I just think that the trade itself is more so about those 2 first-round unprotected picks, or 2 first-round picks that are top 4 protected. So, and more likely, I mean, like the NBA lottery. So, like, you could be the worst team in basketball. You could be the worst team in the NBA and have like the 10th pick in the draft, and therefore you can also be the team that barely missed the playoffs and end up getting the 2nd pick in the draft. Like, because of the NBA lottery, I just think the NBA lottery is just. They should just do it like every other sport. If you're the worst team, you get the worst record. The worst team, worst record, you should get the first pick. Like, it should just be that simple. I mean, tanking be damned. Like, people tank regardless. To stop people from tanking, trust the 76ers, trust the process. People still tanking, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I said that to like I said, I'm not mad about sending the Cole off because I think it was time. Because like I said, I think that you realize that you're not going to win a championship or even compete in that level, be a top 4 team in the East with Nikola being, as the team is currently constructed, with Nikola being your best player and running the offense and run the ball through Nikola. You know, Nikola could still be on the team and you could run the offense through other players, but then because of the money you paid Nikola, he wouldn't be worth the money you paid him. And then also, if you want to move on from him, you would diminish his trade value. Because like right now, trading him right now was at the all-time high because of he's a 2-time All-Star. He's having career numbers. He's playing well, but the team's not winning. So go ahead and dump it. Now, the second trade today was we sent Evan Fournier to the Boston Celtics for 2 second-round picks and also Jeff Teague, and they just waived Jeff Teague earlier today. This trade is just simple. It was a good move. Like, I was upset, but I didn't want Evan Fournier to pick up his player option when the season ended this past season. I'm like, damn, he picked up his play option. To me, I've been looking at Fournier as an expiring contract for the past 2 years. I really have. I've been looking at him as an expiring contract. I have nothing against Evan Fournier. I actually like Evan Fournier. My issue with him is that he always takes ill-advised shots. It's like when he gets the ball, he's like, oh shit, like let me get it, I'm gonna shoot because if I pass it, I'm not gonna get it back no more. And he always takes bad shots at the wrong time. Now Terrence Ross, I can get with Terrence Ross taking a bad angle shot because he's gonna make them more time than he miss them. Like for some reason, Terrence Ross, when he takes weird angles and be twisted and moving like that, the ball go in. Like, so I don't have no problem with him taking bad shots. I hate when Evan Fournier gets the ball and just takes a shot. And you still had time in the shot clock. You still had time to move around. You could have passed the ball. You could have did a whole bunch of stuff. And you just grabbed it and shoot, and then you airballed it, or you straight missed it. It frustrates me it just frustrates me. So, in saying that, I'm actually glad that they moved on from Evan Fournier and get what you can get. You get 2 second round picks. Now I don't know. I haven't seen if those 2 second round picks are this year and next year, years down the line, because Boston has 2 second round picks in this draft. They both could be this year. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the picks are, but to me, it really don't matter. You just moved on from Evan Fournier's contract. In my personal opinion, you could have got cash back. Like, you didn't have to get no assets back. So just for them moving on from Evan Fournier's contract, even though his contract had been over at the end of the season, it's just a plus for me. It's just a plus for me. Now, probably the trade that is actually the most interesting to me. And that's sending Aaron Gordon to the Denver Nuggets, and I think they also sent Gary Clark to the Denver Nuggets, and received Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, and a 2025 unprotected now, first round pick. This is the thing. I'm not gonna lie. Aaron Gordon is my favorite Magic. He's my favorite player on the Magic, and I was crunk when we re-signed him back in the summer of 2018, and I've been hearing other trade rumors for the past couple of years, and I've been against all of them. After the bubble, and we got into cause how the offseason was compacted in the month of November and things like that, and you start hearing even more trade rumors and trade possibilities for Aaron Gordon. I kind of came to terms with, okay, they probably move on from Aaron Gordon. I kind of seen one earlier talking about trading for Zach LaVine, which would be a nice piece because Zach LaVine, he's a player who averages, I think, over 28. I think Zach, he's either averaging 28 or 27 points a game, so he's a scorer. So I definitely be tripping about that. I mean, I know they were talking about him for Kelly Oubre last season, things like that. I think during the trade deadline last year, if I'm not mistaken. But I came to terms with moving on from Aaron Gordon. And to see the package that we got back, one, I actually like that he went to Denver. I think Denver's a nice team with Jamal Murray and Joker, and also Michael Porter Jr. So I actually like the fit for Aaron Gordon. I like Aaron Gordon to be in that situation. I think he's going to be in a situation where he could thrive a little bit more, a better basketball team with better parts and better pieces around him. Even though he's not going to be the guy like he basically could have been and should have been here in Orlando, because we should have started running the ball more through him. The moment that we traded Vic, we should have appointed Aaron Gordon as the guy and should have ran the ball and did everything through Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon would probably be a better player, a better complete player, if we would have did that instead of playing patty cake and then we're gonna go with Evan Fournier and make him the best player. Oh no, we're gonna go to Nicole and make him the best player. Oh no, we're never gonna go to Aaron Gordon. Oh no, like they kept playing hot potato. They didn't really have a true plan of what they wanted to do, and part of it was on like the hot potato coaching staff they was doing and stuff like that. So, but all in all, I actually like the pieces that they got. R.J. Hampton, I'm gonna be honest with you, is who I wanted us to draft in the draft before we drafted Cole Anthony. I actually wanted to draft R.J. Hampton. I actually like R.J. Hampton a lot. So for us to get him back is good. I kind of hate. I got mixed emotions about the pick that we got that's gonna be in 2025, because I'm like, dang, it's a long way away. But at the same time, it's unprotected, and it's also a long way away, and you don't know what that's gonna be like. Remember, Brooklyn just got their picks back from the whole Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce trade when they traded Boston. And Boston was having Brooklyn picks for years, and Brooklyn was bad. Brooklyn started off high. I think they had 2 good seasons. And I know the difference is those were old guys. They had 2 good seasons, and then they fell off. And those picks became high premium picks and was putting Boston in a good situation. Now Brooklyn trade their picks again to the Rockets for James Harden. But I think they're in the best situation. Same thing, the Magic learned this lesson themselves back when the pick they used to draft Mike Miller in the 2000 draft came from when they traded when they drafted Chris Webber and traded him to Golden State to get Penny Hardaway back in '93. And 7 years later, you got the Rookie of the Year in Mike Miller. So sometimes because you never know where that pick is going to fall in the future. Who knows? In 2025, Murray and them might fall off in there, or they might all spill, and Denver might just be a bad basketball team. And you look up because it's unprotected. You look up and get a high lottery pick, and you might have been building something. And you might have a good, you yourself might be a good playoff team, a top 4 team possibly. And now you have a high lottery pick for something that you kicked off into the future that you could either use for asset to bring in another superstar, or to help bring in some youth and some more talent onto this team. So it go both ways. Like, yeah, you kind of want the pick to be either here or next year, here and now, so you have an idea of what you can do with it. But sometimes you basically put it in the savings. That's basically what you're doing. You take that pick, you put it in the savings. So you kind of got mixed emotions about that. But like I said, it's clear now that the Magic are going to rebuild mode, and the rebuild is going to be centered around Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz. And I actually agree with that. To be honest with you, I really do. Even though Nikola is the two-time All-Star on this team, leading scorer on this team, like I said, averaging 24, 25 points a game, the best player on the team is Jonathan Isaac. It's just the best all-around basketball player on this team. If everybody's healthy and everybody's playing, is Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac is the best player on this team. Like I could say that when I watched him last year. He took a huge step defensively, and he was like, before he got hurt, he was the best. He was either the number 1 or number 2 player in all defensive metrics. He was staring defensive player of the year square in the face. And if he doesn't get hurt, he's defensive player of the year last year. Bubble be damned. And I think maybe if he wouldn't have got hurt in the bubble, he might be able to piggyback. Because his time was limited. But even after he got back and started playing something in the bubble, you've seen the impact he had right before he got hurt again. And same thing with Markelle Fultz. Even though I think that Jonathan Isaac is the best player on the team, the player who dictates, in my opinion, wins and losses, who has the team playing good when he's on the court and bad when he's not, is Markelle Fultz. This is a completely different basketball team with or without Markelle Fultz. I noticed that from when he took over back in I think it was either late November, early December of 2018 going into the 2019 season. I mean, no, I said the wrong. 2019 going into the 2020 season. Like when he took over, when he took over, you seen the different play of the team. And before the pandemic hit and the season got suspended before we went to the bubble, the Magic went on a hot run. The reason why I think they won like 10 out of 13 or some shit like that, 7 in a row. But before play got suspended last year, behind the pandemic, a lot of that was off the piggyback of Markelle Fultz, who was walking around getting double-doubles, triple-doubles sprinkled here and there. Like, he started playing more consistent, more confidently, and the team started playing better. Same thing this year. The team started off good this season. And it's funny that, remember, the Magic were one of the top teams in the East, top teams in basketball, period, in the beginning of this season. I know it's the beginning of the season, things happen. But then once Markelle got hurt, the Magic become what they are right now. And I gotta commend the Magic to see the writing on the wall and be like, you know what, they fall to the fool's trap because like, okay, well, you know, Markelle's hurt and also Jonathan Isaac hurt, and what you just said, Spitz, if Isaac is the best player on the team and Jonathan and Fultz is equating to wins, when you get them back, they're gonna be good. So there's no reason to trade Fournier. There's no reason to trade Nikola. There's no reason to trade AG. Wrong. That's fool's gold because the team has hit their ceiling. And their ceiling is just this. They would be the 7th or the 8th seed, win a playoff game or 2, and lose. They would either get swept or lose no more than 6. I mean, no more than 5 or 6. And they lucky if they get to 6. And they would be a 7th or 8th team, currently constructed. You were not going to get into the top 4 of the conference, let alone get to the conference finals or even the NBA finals or win a championship as this team is currently constructed. So it's time for you to go ahead and hit the reset button. The reason why I say they're in the best shape than they were under Dwight Howard when they got rid of Dwight Howard is because you have 2 pieces, Markelle and Isaac. Now I know it's risky business because both of these guys are coming off ACL injuries. They both have injury concerns, and I understand that. I get that it is risky, but it makes the most sense. So it's a risk. It's a boom or bust. It's a risk reward, and I'm okay with that. You already paid them. Like it's not like, oh, we might have to pay them. You already made that decision on paying them, so you already paid them. Go ahead and build towards them. That's the reason why you got these picks. Now going forward, what I need to see more of what I seen last night. Like what I seen Kiki go out there, play the most minutes on the team, had a career high, led the team in scoring, had a career high with 22 points. I think 22 points. 4 assists, 6 rebounds, or 6 assists, 4 rebounds, something like that. I need to see more of that. Don't be playing these other guys. When RJ Hampton and them get here, play RJ Hampton. We have 28, 29 more games left. 27 games, I think. 27 games. You need to see what you got. See what RJ Hampton could do at the shooting guard / small forward position. See what Kiki could do at the small forward position. See what Bamba could do at the center position. I like Ken Burch a lot. I do. I like Ken Burch a lot. Bamba needs to get all the minutes he possibly can. Just point blank, period. He needs to get all of the minutes that he possibly can. Give him everything he can. Give all these guys everything they can. When Cole Anthony comes back, let him get all the playing time, because we need to know exactly that when we get these picks, because you potentially gonna have your pick, which I just say for instance, if I know the lottery can change everything, but you could possibly have your pick would be a top 5 pick, and also have Chicago's pick would be a top 13, maybe top 10 pick. So you can have 2 picks in the top 10, at the very least 2 picks in the top 15. You need to see if you need to draft a shooting guard, if you need to draft another small forward, if you need to draft a center. You need to see exactly, and then also what type of guy you need. Because if R.J. Hampton proves off that he's a good shooting guard, that he's a shooting guard going forward, he could be the third piece to a big 3 out of him, Isaac, and Fultz, then you can do something different with that 4th pick in the draft. Or if Chuma is the guy and is emerging, okay, because the way Chuma looked the last 2 days, the last 2 games, 17, then backed over with the 22 piece. I know they were shorthanded. They were only play 8 players, but they got the most time that they've gotten. That's what they need. They need that time, and I'm for that. I'm all for that, because I need to see exactly what Chuma has, because he missed all season last year and he missed some of this season this year. He got promise. The boy got skills. I want to see him play. R.J. Hampton, I liked him coming out of the draft. I want to see him play. Cole Anthony, I want to see him play. Mo Bamba, we've had Mo Bamba for 3 years now. We still don't know what Mo Bamba is. Let Mo Bamba play. Forget about wins and losses. That ship is sailed. We're not making the playoffs this year, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the rebuild. I have no problem with that. But let's see what we have. I know 27 games is not a lot, but it's also not something to poo-poo as well. You could get an idea. You might not know fully, because like, especially when it comes to somebody like Cole Anthony, Kiki, and RJ, you might not be impressed, but that's not the end for them. Like that's not the end for them, because they can come back next year and be way better. Mo Bamba, on the other hand, the clock is ticking. Like just the clock is ticking when it comes to Mo Bamba. It just is. And now you didn't got the obstacle out the way. The Cola, who's the 2-time All-Star, good enough points. You couldn't really take points and time away from the Cola because of the way he was playing. Now you can, because he's no longer there. I like Kim Birch. Kim Birch is the second. Kim Birch needs to be the backup center, and you let Mo Bamba play, and you see what Mo Bamba got. And if Mo Bamba don't got it, then you know you need to do something else with the center position. If R.J. Hampton don't got it, you know you need to do something with the shooting guard position. Like the boy, I seen in my draft was at the 4th pick taking Jalen Green. He's a guy who I know averaged 30 points in high school, and I think he's averaging 18 right now in the G League, 18 and a half, something like that right now in the G League. And he looked like he's a bona fide scorer. Something I've been saying that the Magic have needed since the moment Trace McGrady was traded to the Rockets. We need a scorer. We need a guard who can score. Markelle doesn't have that type of skills anymore, as far as him being a full-fledged 22 to 25, possibly getting 28 points a game type guy. We don't have that guy on the roster right now. We don't. We don't have that. No matter how much you like Markelle, he's not that type of guy. Markelle is a guy who's probably going to get you, I say, about 17, 18. 17, 18, 12, maybe 12 assists, a couple rebounds. That's the type of range Markelle going to be living in. He's not going to give you 20-plus scoring type. You need that from you. Either see if R.J. Hampton can give it to you, or see if you can draft somebody that can give it to you, or see if Chuma can give it to you. Let's see if Chuma can. It don't have to be a shooting guard. It don't have to be a point guard. It just has to be somebody else that can do it on their own. It could be Chuma, for all we know. Chuma could be that guy. It could be, but we need to see it happen. We need to see how these guys play and get this time. So that's why I'm completely with the rebuild. Like I said, it's the end of an era. It's as small as it was. I mean, I'm happy that we went to the playoffs the last 2 years. And obviously this year we're not going to make the playoffs. But if you hurry up and reset it now, and then when Isaac and Fultz come back next year, and you have these young pieces and these guys, like I said, they're getting some more experience under their belt, I think that the Magic will be a better team going forward, and the rebuild won't take as long. It won't take 6 to 7 years like it did after Dwight Howard, when you didn't have no plan at all, and basically you just punting on the season, waiting to get your picks, and then once you got your picks, you really ain't had no plan, and you were hot potatoing with coaches. And even saying all that, That does not mean that Steve Clifford's job is safe. It does not mean that. I know he has injuries this year. It does that because I have some questions about Steve Clifford in his own right. I think he's a guy who can get you to the playoffs here and there. But I don't think he's a guy who could be moving forward. And I'm all about moving forward. I'm not just trying to get to the 7th to 8th seed and get bounced out the playoffs. Because if that was the case, you didn't have to trade nobody. You could have kept everything and just, this season was a wash because we had a lot of injuries in and out. Because AG missed time, Fournier missed time, Terrence Ross, everybody missed time except for Nikola. So we're going to just pawn this season. It's also a short season because of COVID and all that type of stuff. And we'll come back better next year. That's not the case. Absolutely not the case. That's not the case. That's not what you need to do. That's not what you need to do. They did the right thing. Recognize they hitting their head on the glass ceiling. They hitting their head. They not going to bust through. They keep hitting their head. They keep hitting their head. You're not going to get any better. Go ahead, punt. Keep your 2 stars or 2 guys who potentially could be somewhere. I'm going to make a video talking, breaking down what I think they can do. And go ahead and start this rebuild. But you got to get these guys to play. Then just point blank. You have to get these young guys to play. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.